So
let's do it.
Daria, thank you so much for taking some time to do this today. I know we've been talking about it now for a couple of weeks and planning, and I'm just super happy to have you here with us. For you to kind of share a little bit about yourself and share how you got to the point to where you are right now.
Hi, everyone. For those of you that are watching, my name is Daria Ann, and my business is called Enchanted Flower Healing. And now I'm also part of the Breath of Heaven studio. But to tell you a little about myself and how I got into all of this is that, ever since I was a small little girl, I just knew that I was very different, and I knew that I had a very big life purpose, and I didn't really understand any of that and what that meant as a little girl. But throughout life, I went through a really hard situation in my life. I went through 5.5 years of domestic violence, and it really pushed me to that healing point of my life. So I decided to start to do Reiki and learn about it. And then I started to take classes on it. And I loved it because it went back to my vision of when I was younger. And that was really, I meant to help evolve the planet towards love by doing Reiki and doing these modalities I'm going to talk to you about. So I started, it took me about a year, like a year after my domestic violent relationship, to have my spiritual awakening. And then I spent the whole year of 2016 studying Reiki. So by the end of 2016, I became a Reiki master. And I didn't know what to do with it much, to be honest. And I had an opportunity to work with my fiance's aunt, and she got me a spot, and I started to do Reiki, and I started really doing it more frequently. And I decided to expand it. And in 2019, I became a Holy Fire Reiki master. And maybe at some point I can explain more about Holy Fire, but that's a whole nother story. And so I decided that, working with the chakras has helped me so much in my life. It was game changer. So I decided that I really wanted to help people more with chakras. So I studied to become a life coach. So in 2020, I became a life coach and a chakra life coach in 2020. And during the pandemic, I really took this time to understand the power of sound healing. So I really incorporated that within my business, and all of these modalities and some other modalities I've used has really helped me to overcome, the struggles I faced through domestic violence.
Super empowering. So you got a lot of tools on your belt, pretty much.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
I want to dive into the chakras because that's what I've been talking about since the start of January, and it's kind of what I've been sharing with my community. In terms of the chakra, and in terms of what you know about the chakras, why do you think so many of us struggle when it comes to creating a healthy relationship with the chakra or with our energy?
Yeah, I think that people struggle too because, first of all, a lot of people don't think that they deserve it. They don't think that they deserve their own love. They don't, feel worthy of working on themselves. They, really struggle finding time for themselves. I think that's a really big struggle. And the second thing is, I think that too, when people have these spiritual awakening experiences, people think all of the time it's going to be happy and positive. But we've learned that, it can be challenging, but it's all beautiful and worth going through those life lessons. And some people, I feel that just kind of give up on doing it because it's too hard, and they struggle with wanting to really work on their energy because they get so don't understand their life lessons. So I think those are like kind of the biggest struggles I see in people.
I think a lot of people don't even know what chakras are, or how to work with chakras, or I don't even think people believe they have chakras. So
Very true.
About that, like, what is a chakra?
That is a true point, and we don't. There's not much in society where we've been really taught a lot of these chakras, which is a disappointment, because I really believe that when we have the understanding of chakras, it can be life changing. So I agree, definitely we need to be educating people more about the chakra system and how it benefits people when they understand, how to stay grounded, how to have more pleasure and joy, how to feel confident and strong within inside of yourself, and not coming from an ego perspective. And it's important to work on the love that you have for yourself and speak that love, and have insight and connect to a higher power. We really stand tall when we understand chakras.
And that's pretty much what the chakras are. Everything that you mentioned. To
Yeah.
ourselves, we have that root chakra at the bottom, to cultivate that creativity within us is right there by the sacral area. So it's like all these components to our lives, it's related to our energy. So if we feel like really airy and all over the place and we don't feel secure and safe, then maybe, right, that can mean that our root chakra, if I have it right,
Got it right. You got it right.
is blocked, right? So speaking of blocked, how does a chakra become blocked?
Really good question, Victor. It's a really, really good question. And it really becomes blocked with our limiting beliefs. So when we're born, I like to, most of us, we are born perfect. And throughout growing up, we block the chakras through limiting beliefs, what society tells us, through teachers, doctors, what's on the media, going schoolmates, parents, caregivers, the limiting beliefs that we adopt over time about ourselves really block the chakras. And especially, if a child is grown up in, a lot of domestic violence, a lot of the time, right from the start, their root chakra is going to become off balance. But it's really, really important just to keep working at those chakras and helping to balance them out, and letting go of those limiting beliefs that no longer serve you, and to just to understand yourself a little bit better. And yeah, that really helps to unblock the chakras.
Are there any techniques or tools that you use that can unblock a chakra if there is a chakra blocked? And is there a general tool or technique, or is there something specific for each one?
So there's a lot of tools I have. I love using so many tools. There's so many great ones. The first tool is Reiki, and now Reiki is not for everyone. There are so many different ways. So if this doesn't resonate with you, it's okay. It's whatever works best for you. But Reiki is using universal life force energy that flows from the universe into my hands. And I go over the client's chakras, and I do light touches on the body, and I can feel the blockages. And sometimes, depending on practitioner to practitioner, some practitioners feel a pull or a tingle when a chakra is blocked. But I just feel like I just have the sense of knowing this is where it's blocked. And they might give me also an indication of the words they're saying beforehand, that they might be in an unbalanced chakra. And I'm very drawn to that energy center. And so when I feel like an energy center is not wanting to move, what I love to do is grab one of my sound bowls and place, on their, well, I can't really put a bowl on the heart because it's a little weird and a little awkward. But I put it on the side of them, and I play around their chakra, and I really move the energy and away and to balance the chakra. So the sound healing instruments can really help too with Reiki. And people tell me they feel lighter, freer, more peaceful. Some people are like, Daria, you took me to a place. I don't know where you took me, but you took me somewhere. And I was like, wow. Yeah, it's pretty powerful. And then I do the sound healing, and I have different meditations also that I offer that really help to have a deeper connection and help balance your chakras.
Yeah, I did your sound healing class the other day, and
Oh, yay.
powerful. I remember. So, I mean, you're right. All these tools and all these healing modalities are just tools that you can use to accelerate, I think, right, your healing journey. Someone earlier had mentioned to me that they think that they need Reiki. Now, in terms of chakra and Reiki, is Reiki necessary to unblock your chakras, or is it just something that you can add on?
I think when you are dependent on one thing, it's never really the best. I think Reiki is definitely 100% amazing and will change your life. But that's not the only thing that you should be really focusing on. Just as much as Reiki is amazing, it's really working, with a therapist, and it's also meditation. That's amazing that you want to add on. So I agree with you. It's definitely amazing add-on, but it's an amazing add-on you definitely want in your life, but it's just not the core thing you do, the one thing you do for yourself. It's spiritual like development is really about everything that you do to help you. So there's so many tools that you can use.
Definitely. And you mentioned earlier too that for the most part, we're born perfect.
Yes.
So would that debunk this idea that we're born with closed chakras and that they open through time? Or would you say that we would have to go through experiences and circumstances to create that blockage?
I think, again, depending on the situation, like I feel like when you are a baby growing up in domestic violence or in a really abusive home, that will definitely block you from this day one if you're in that energy. But if you're for the most part in a pretty healthy environment, it really takes all situations throughout your life to really block them. It really takes to like about really like 1 to 7 to really develop your limiting beliefs about yourself, and your environment. So it really stems from those ages and so on and so forth. We, really develop the limiting beliefs of feeling worthless, not good enough, all various negative cognitions about yourself, through situations, through society. So yeah, it's definitely, most people definitely learn that throughout their life.
If we have healed, let's say we have a healed root chakra, we have a healed sacral chakra, and a healed solar plexus. But let's say our heart chakra is not healed. Is there any way that we can still have a healed like throat chakra and crown chakra? Or like does that stunt that opening? If that makes sense.
I feel like it holds you back because when the chakras really need to go work together to be a strong unit. So if our heart chakras are not imbalanced, our throat chakras are not going to be balanced because we might be holding on to grudges with other people. We might have gossip about other people. Words might come out. And sometimes when we are speaking our truths, it's really, really difficult to have people hear you if you're so angry and all angry words are coming out and you're not using your heart to speak with compassion. It can definitely block this chakra up here, and it has a chain effect with all of them. So, and I think the lower chakras are really the masculine chakras, and the more upper chakras are the more feminine. And I think there's beauty in incorporating the both feminine and masculine energies together, which is really uniting all the chakras, in my belief, together and creating this powerful energy.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
So, for someone who may be interested in starting to heal their chakras or start to become aware even of their chakras, what would you recommend for them to start at? Like, what would be a good starting point?
Of understanding the chakras.
I guess someone wants to work with their own chakras, and if they want to find out if they have any blocked chakras, and where would they start?
Reiki sessions are great, but if that doesn't resonate with you, there's definitely, I'll hook you up with a chakra analysis, and then you go online and really study that particular chakra that you're looking at. If it's the root chakra, really finding groundedness and calmness and really understanding and diving into that root chakra. And there's journaling questions that you might find. So I've gotten a lot of my ideas and how I structure things through really studying things online about the chakras. So those are great places to start. And always, always start from the root up. So you want to have a really solid foundation before you can build your house. So really starting with the root chakra is really important, and how
Yeah,
you feel about yourself and how strong you are within inside yourself.
that's awesome. Yeah, and that's why I wanted to use the chakra system as kind of a method to go to kind of take me along, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. And I started the month of January talking about like the root chakra and like kind of like all the things you can do to ground yourself and, create this sense of safety and security within yourself and your life. And even working my way up and in the month of February, I talked all about like things to be creative, to kind of get that sacral chakra open and healed. So yeah, I think it's important, and that's why I started at the root, and to work our way up. And I would also love to learn a little bit more about the Breath of Heaven studio, because
Oh, awesome.
that's something new that you're a part of, and how can the chakras be integrated in that?
Okay, perfect that you said that. Yeah, I started this new adventure with my really good friend Stephanie Labonte, and we have very similar passions. We had a passion to, expand heavenly consciousness in a non-judgmental way, where we're, allowing people to speak their truth and have their own voice, what faith means to them, whatever resonates with you. And so we decided to create this meditation studio where we do different meditations, and I do sound healing in it, and I do this other amazing holy breath meditation, which holy really means just sacred breathing technique of alternate breathing to balance out the hemispheres in your brain. So to take your meditation on a deeper level, I do that, and she does some angel healings, and we have some other great practitioners. And our mission is we want to just expand consciousness and, send loving, high vibrational energies all around you. And you're just going to get really connected to source when you come to the Breath of Heaven. So we started this together, and it's through the Mind Body app for right now. Maybe eventually we'll do some other things too with it. But right now it's all through Mind Body. So it's all virtual, and it's so amazing, and just so great to be a part of it. And just excited about it. And thank you for asking. And the last part of your question is I also do my one-on-one deep healing sessions, which is distance Reiki. So I'll balance out all of the energy centers in your body, and you can experience it distance. And for those people that don't want to get too close right now, or just want to experience it from the comforts of your own home, it can be sent through space and time. So it's just as effective. And throughout the meditations too, I'm going to be like really focusing on each week too, like a certain chakra. But they're all called sound healings. But maybe each week we might breathe into a different chakra or something, because I'm very passionate about really working with chakras in my meditations as well.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, I'm actually in a meditation course right now, and the topic of the week is energy healing. And we were talking about distance healing and how it's just as effective as in-person healing. So yeah, definitely, I agree with that. I think you kind of answered this already, but maybe in different terms. How would you suggest that we get to this place of deeper connection with ourselves? And with our chakra energy?
I love that question. I really just think like taking on a spiritual practice for yourself definitely will help to create that deep connection, really going inside yourself and healing yourself. But meditation, I think, is definitely one of the strongest practices for me. I don't know, I meditate every single day, and I know when I don't, I'm very fuzzy, and I have to meditate every day. I feel it just calms my energy centers down, and it just takes you to another place when you just learn to let go, and it's pretty powerful. And it really helps to open up your third eye and your crown chakra energy, and you just have these experiences with these amazing light beings that like really help you to navigate you throughout life and any situation. Like you quiet your mind enough. I mean, you're going to have chatter, that's normal, but when you start to keep coming back to that place of I'm going to let go, I'm going to let go, you get messages that come through to you, and it's like, okay, that situation was really difficult and now I have the answer to it. Or you know how to navigate yourself through life, and it's just so beautiful to create that connection through meditation. And you can experience it too with Reiki and other modalities too, but meditation is definitely my strongest point with the deeper connection.
I love that. Yeah, same here. I meditate all the time. I meditate more on a consistent basis. I'm getting there to do more of a daily basis. But even if, like today, had I not meditated, I don't know if I would be grounded to do this live right now. So yeah, it's super helpful, super powerful. So if you don't meditate, definitely consider it, whoever's watching. I have two more questions here for you
Sure.
before we do this. What's the biggest lesson you learned that you would like someone to walk away with?
All right, so that's a really powerful question because I have two kind of powerful things that I want people to walk away with. I think two of my biggest life lessons really was to embrace my authenticity, being who I am, and not caring so much about being different. My whole life, I've cared so much about being, different, not fitting in with learning, with peers, with all these situations, and really learning to walk in my authentic light. And it's okay that I'm different. I think that's one of my biggest life lessons. And the other one, definitely in my own personal life, for relationships, is not to be codependent in another person, thinking that you can change another person, but allowing to change yourself, to really take that time to fix you and to feel good about you and to be happy with you, is like one of my biggest lessons too. With that's especially happened through going through domestic violence, was my biggest lesson with that. So I think those are like my two takeaway biggest life lessons that I want people to walk away with today.
I love that. Live in your truth. Be free to be you. Oh, I love that. Um, I appreciate you so much and everything that you've just been sharing. I guess my last question really is, how can we stay in touch with you?
And follow me on Facebook. I'm Daria Ann, and I don't know if anyone can see. It's a little fuzzy. But I'm wearing a purple dress, and my name is Daria Ann on there. That's where most of my platform is, because that's most of my traffic. I also have enchantedflowerhealing.com. That's my website. It's also, I'm revamping it, so there's going to be ways to, amazing ways to get in contact with me, book a session really quickly. You'll get text reminders. Also through the Breath of Heaven, you can check out breathofheaven.com. We're on there. And also my Instagram is Enchanted Flower. Those are the best ways to get in touch with me. And also if, maybe we can link, I will, people will send me maybe their email address, and I can put them into my email address and send you a free chakra life assessment. And you can take a free chakra assessment. So for everyone to find out if they have any blockages or anything, on just a quick little tidbit on maybe where some blockages lie.
That would be awesome. Yeah, if anyone's interested, you can check that out. I've been tagging Daria actually in so many places on my Facebook page. So if you haven't seen it already, check out one of the posts, or you can just, like she said, search her name, Daria Ann, or Enchanted
Flower Healing.
Flower Healing. Oh yes, how can I forget? And there was also something else that you sent me, and it was kind of just an overview, right, of the chakras. And I have that here, and I can send through the chat. just in case if you missed anything, it kind of gives you a quick and nice overview of all the chakras and what it looks like when it's blocked and not blocked, right?
Yeah, so when it can become overactive and then underactive. And we can take turns of, overcompensating another because, it, like you said, like if the heart chakra is unbalanced and will send this one to be overactive. And then it might go back and forth depending on where your heart chakra is too. If it's interesting, some people go back and forth under, over, and then some people are just one or the other. It really depends on the person. But we really want to keep coming back to that balance of the energy flowing and balancing as much as possible. And don't ever kick yourself too if you get off balance with that, because it happens to the best of us. So we just got to get back right on that horse and try again.
Oh my gosh, yes. I go back and forth with my root chakra, my sacral chakra, my solar plexus, like all of them I go back and forth with. But I think
it takes a while, but it's just, life is a journey. You have your whole life, and just keep coming back to it, keep trying every day, just keep trying. And just know that each year you're a different person. So next year you're going to be a completely different person if you keep trying and keep doing it, and you're going to blossom. So
I agree. You got to keep up with yourself. You can't give up on yourself.
yes,
So I know that there's something that you're doing tonight at 7 o'clock as well. I don't know if you wanted to share something quick.
Yes. For those of you that want to tune in, Breath of Heaven Studio is doing a soul circle tonight. We are doing it's at 7. So I have to get off this call soon and get on to that. But we are talking about our spiritual journeys and our, what we went through during our spiritual journey. So each month we're going to do one class. It's $22, and we're going to talk about different topics like crystals, oils, anything that resonates with you. It's just a way for people to talk about their faith and to meet like-minded people or hear different ways of looking at things. So it's really powerful. So if you're interested, I will also give Victor the link for that too, or I'll send that to you. So definitely check that out, and check out the Breath of Heaven. I do meditations in there. My friend Stephanie does meditations, and it's a beautiful place. And yeah. And you can also find me in shanaflowerhealing.com too.
And I thank you so much, Daria, for doing this today and for sharing your knowledge, sharing your truth. And hopefully whoever's watching this, you took something away. I know there was a lot crammed into this time space, but Daria and I are not going anywhere. You can always reach out to us. You can DM us and get any of your questions answered if you have any. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here with me. Namaste.
Namaste. I appreciate being here with you, and thank you everyone for tuning in. And I'm sending you light and love, and look forward to connecting. And I'm look forward to being on here again with you, Victor.